All right, today is 2.5, solving two-step equations. All right, so last week, you guys did one-step equations. Today we're doing two-step equations. Okay, here the notes are not that many because all I'm doing are examples. So, start with the first example. This is kind of a review for you guys from last year. Y'all have done these before, but there's one certain rule that kids tend to forget that you need to pay very close attention to. All right, so 2x plus 6 equals 21. We're solving for x. We're isolating the variable. Remember intruder alert. You got to remember which is you, which is the cop, which are the intruders, what we do to get the intruder out the door to the cop. But the difference in what y'all did last Friday and today is that how many intruders do you now have, Aiden? Two. With multi-step, well, two-step, tomorrow we'll be probably doing multi-step, but now we're going to have more intruders. Okay, who can remember which intruder do you get rid of first? The one directly attacking you or the other one, Michael?
The other one.
The other one. Guys, you want to isolate or to get rid of the one that's not attacking you initially first. So, Michael, we want to get rid of the 6. You're correct. How do I get rid of the 6?
Subtract.
That's right. Why are you subtracting?
Because the 6 is positive. Or you're adding
Yeah.
6 to something.
So then you're doing the opposite. Very good. So now I have 2x equals what?
15.
Very good. Now we're doing like what we did last week. So Michael, what do I do?
So divide 2 on both sides.
That's right. We're dividing 2 on both sides. And why did you choose to divide?
Because you're multiplying 2 times x.
That's right, 'cause
The opposite.
Bingo. Since we're multiplying 2 times x, we do the opposite. So we're dividing 2 on both sides. And you get either your book, it doesn't have a preference. You can keep it in an improper fraction. Or you can go ahead and put it as a mixed number. Or a decimal. Any questions? That's what we're doing today. When you've gotten this all written down, put your pencil or pen down. All right. Let's do another example. A divided by 1.5 minus 3.6 equals negative 4.4. Taylor, what would I do first?
Subtract 4.4 by 3.6. Is 3.6 negative?
You tell me.
I can't, yeah, negative. Add 3.6.
Okay, so we have negative 3.6, right? So what are we going to do, Taylor? Add. When the signs are different, what do?
You subtract and keep the sign larger.
That's right. So go ahead and subtract this. And remember, when you're subtracting and adding decimals, you make sure the decimals are lined up. What do you get?
0.8, a negative 0.8.
Very good. Does everyone see that? Can't do 4 minus 6, so he borrowed from the 4, which becomes 3. 14 minus 6 is 8. 3 minus 3 is 0. The 4.4 is the larger number. It's negative, so it's negative 0.8. Now, what do I do?
Multiply by 1.5 on both sides.
That's right. Why are you multiplying?
Because you're dividing initially.
That's right. So A is being divided by 1.5, so the opposite is multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by 1.5. These cancel out. Now, if you have forgotten how to multiply decimals, they don't have to be lined up, but in this case, they just do. A positive divided multiplied by a negative gives you what kind of answer, Taylor? Negative or positive?
Negative.
Very good.
A equals negative 120.
Okay, negative 1 what?
20. No?
120?
Yeah.
Let's do it. What's 8 times 5, Taylor?
40.
What's 8 times 1 plus 4? Taylor.
I put 0.8 on the top.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know. But,
You look up here. You tell me 8 times 1 plus 4. 8
12.
12. Okay, now we have 0, like,
Oh, sorry, I forgot the decimal.
there you go.
1.22.
How many total places in the problem behind the decimal?
2, so 1.2.
There's 2 places. So then you move the decimal 2 places. So it's 1.2. There you go. Don't forget the decimal. Are there any questions? If you have forgotten how to multiply decimals, any of you sitting there quiet, you need to copy this down so you can remember. And if you are struggling with decimals and fractions, you need to practice that. Y'all had 4 days over the weekend to practice, and I suggest you do that. Take advantage of that time. All right, any questions? Okay. Open your books to page 72. We're going to start with 21. Emily, 17 minus W equals negative 13. Tell me what to do.
Well, don't you add?
What am I adding?
You should add W, but
Why? Who are you?
you should add 17. Or subtract 17.
Well, which is it?
Subtract.
Why are you subtracting 17?
Because it's positive.
Bingo. Look, guys, remember, W, even though there's a negative there, that's you. The intruder is 17. Okay? There's no sign in front of that 17, so Emily's correct. It is positive. So the opposite is negative. So we want to get rid of the intruder. That's a tricky one trying to get you. So now I have negative W equals what? Negative or positive? You're asking, you should say, it is negative 30. You know what a common mistake is before I go on? What is a common mistake right here? Anyone want to guess? Cecilia? Bingo. That adding 17 is a very common mistake. That is a very common mistake. There's another one. Can anyone else? Gabby? Okay, that's a common mistake, but there's another one before we get there. See this negative? Do you know how many times my students will just write W down here? They will forget that negative sign that's right there. Attention to detail, y'all need to be real careful with that. Okay? If it says negative W, go ahead and write negative W down there, just so you don't accidentally leave it off. Now, Emily, what Gabby was saying is, Emily, can I have a negative variable here? What do I need to do? No, you don't. No, you don't need to do that. But can I have that negative?
No.
What do I do? Do I need to get rid of it? How do I get rid of it? Okay. Let's see. Michaela, do you remember what? You don't remember? Let's see. Cecilia, do you remember? You don't have to worry about a 1.
Did you put the negative on negative 30?
Ah, to get rid of that negative, to get rid of it, we got to change everything on this side to the opposite. This would end up being W equals 30. So if you're left with a negative variable, you just take it away and apply it to whatever's on this side. If this was positive, it'd be negative. This is negative, so it's positive. Do y'all remember that now? Any questions? All right, good job, Emily. All right. 23. Wit. 6.8x minus 4.7 equals negative 17.62. What do I do first?
You would add 4.7 to the 17.
Very good.
60.
Now, when we're adding and subtracting, notice you need to line up your decimals. Since I don't have anything here, I can just put in a 0. Now, if the signs are different, what do we add or subtract?
You subtract.
Okay, so then you tell me what you get. The rest of you should be working this too to make sure you understand decimals.
I got or in separate. I got negative 2.92.
2.92?
2.92?
What's 2 minus 0?
2.
We have to borrow. 16 minus 7.
9
Bring down my decimal. 6 minus 4.
is 12.9.
There you go. Bring down that 1. So it's a negative 12.92. Good. Oversight. It's fine. Okay, now Whit, tell me, what do I need to do now?
You would
Just tell me the operation. What are we doing here?
You're multiplying.
Okay, so the opposite would be,
Dividing.
there you go. Okay, so canceling. Now, we're dividing negative 12.92 by 6.8. Guys, what's the cowboy? All of you.
The 12.92.
12.92. The horse is the 6.8. So the cowboy goes into the house and the horse goes outside. So it's a negative divided by positive. So would the answer would be positive?
No, ma'am.
It would be negative.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Okay, now Wick, can I have a decimal in my divisor?
You can't.
No. So I need to move it
One place.
one place. So if I do that here, I have to do it here as well. So, Wick, can you guess about how many times 68 goes into 129? Yep, do your math.
Once.
There you go. 1 times 68 is, of course, 68. So we subtract and bring down our 2. So Whit, after you do your math, tell me how many times 68 goes into 612.
Nine times.
There you go. So then your answer, good job, Whit, is negative 1.9. Good job. If you are struggling with dividing by decimals, make sure you write this down. Any questions? Okay, 25. Aiden. I have y divided by 3.7 minus 1.5 equals negative 2.8.
You would add 1.5.
Going to add 1.5 on both sides. And then Aiden, you tell me what you get.
Negative 1.3.
Good, negative 1.3. You line up your decimals. 8 minus 5 is 3, and we're subtracting because one number is negative, the other one's positive. It's negative because the larger number is negative. Any questions about how he got that? Okay, now Aiden, what do I do?
And we multiply the 3.7
Why are you multiplying?
because you're dividing.
Because we are initially dividing. That crosses out. Negative times a positive gives you negative. And let's y'all work it out yourselves and let's see if you get the same answer. Aiden,
Negative 4.84.
8.4. Check again. Seven times 3 is?
21. Oh, man.
Okay, so what is your answer?
It would be 4.81.
There you go. This is like a Monday, so I understand. negative 4.81. Now, if you're making just silly mistakes with adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, stuff like that, okay. But as long as you understand the process, that's what's important, okay? The silly mistakes you can fix by waking up, a little more extra practice and review. But as long as you know why you're doing what you're doing, that's what's important. Again, the common mistakes to avoid, making sure that you bring down that negative with the variable, knowing that you can't have a negative variable in the end, knowing that this would be subtracting 17 instead of adding, knowing that on this one that you do the negative 4.7 first before you do the 6.8. That is a huge common mistake here, is that kids will start dividing everything by 6.8 first. You gotta do this one first instead, okay? All right, 27. Michaela, negative 2 over 3z minus a half equals 4 over 5. Okay, you will tell me what to do first. Now, right now, tell me what to do. Hurry. We're wasting time. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Write it down.
You would do plus 1/2.
Okay, so we are starting with this one first. Okay, you think you would do the intruder that's physically attacking you at the time, but no, you're holding them off while you get rid of this guy right here. Okay, so she's right. If we are subtracting a half, we're going to add a half on both sides. Now over here, I'm going to do 4 over 5 plus 1/2. What's the rule for adding and subtracting fractions? There you go. It's common denominator, so what would that be?
You do 1/2 everything times 5. And then
Well, what would your common denominator be?
Oh, 10.
10, very good. So then what would the new numerator be here?
8.
8, because 5 goes into 10 2 times, so 2 times 4 is 8. And then this would be 5, because 2 goes into 10 5 times, so 5 times 1 is 5. And you get what?
13 over 10.
13 over 10. So then I have negative 2 over 3z equals 13 over 10. Now what do I do? What operation is taking place with the fraction and the z?
Oh, multiplication.
There you go. So what's the opposite?
Division.
There you go. So we're going to divide negative 2/3 on both sides. Now, last week I taught you this and I had people make this mistake. You're dividing 13 over 10 by negative 2/3. So you're dividing, if you put this fraction first, will you get a wrong answer? Yes, you will. So when you're dividing fractions like this comes first. If you put it the other way, you will get a wrong answer. Okay, so when I'm dividing fractions, what's my rule? Thank you, Michaela. Keep,
It's okay.
change, flip. So I have 13 over 10 times -3/2. Can I do any cancellation, Michaela?
No, Miss Rogers.
Correct. So now all you do is multiply across. So I'm going to have over here, z equals, what is 13? So let me just ask you this. Positive fraction times a negative fraction. It's going to be a negative answer. So 13 times 3 is, Michaela,
39.
very good. And then 10 times 2 is,
20.
there you go. Your book does not care if it's an improper fraction.
But your teacher does.
I really don't. If you want to change it, z can equal negative, 1 and 19/20.
How did you do that in your head?
Because I'm Mrs. Rogers.
Yeah.
You're also a spy.
That has nothing to do with me.
Now all of YouTube knows.
Any questions?
What's it like being a spy?
Okay, Cecilia, you're doing 29.
Stop revealing to the world that she.
X minus 5 all over 2 equals 9. Oh, Cecilia. Now, think about it long and hard. What do you think we should move?
Multiply 2.
Look at her go. She's correct. Because here's you. -5 and 2 are the intruders. This one is like this. You are in the middle of battling. This is that other one.
Who's
You-
downstairs in the
you-
basement?
That's downstairs waiting for you in the basement
With the lights
with the lights out and everything. Okay. So you want to get rid of that one first, the 2-year-old intruder.
Why do I find this fun?
And so, Cecilia, you're correct. We're going to multiply both sides by 2. Good job. Those cancel out, and you're left with x minus 5 equals what, Cecilia?
Multiply 5.
No, what is 9 times 2, Cecilia?
Oh. Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, that intruder.
Now, you have to get rid of that intruder. So
Multiply 5.
x minus 5.
Oh wait, no, it's subtract. Wait, no, add.
Which is it, dear?
Add 5.
We are adding 5. Slow your roll. So x equals what, Cecilia?
3.
Very good.
So close to greatness.
Any questions? All right, I am setting you free. You're doing page 72. Numbers 2 through 12 even. And then 22 to 30 even. Honors. Oh yeah. This should be fun.
Yay.
Define fun.
Evil.
Oh.
You're doing 4. No. Yes. I'll be nice to you. Only 1 challenging. Or do y'all want 2?
2.
1.
Can you do double honors? Would you give us even harder? No. Make 1 bonus.
No.
I want 2 challenging ones.
All right. 4 through, I'll be nice. 4 through 12 even. 22 through 30 even. And then 48.
Even.
And bonus for everyone, 47. And you must show all work.
Thank you.
You must show all work.
Thank you.
This is due Thursday. And you have a quiz. When did I say?
Monday.
Monday.
So basically, this day next week, because today is totally Monday.